In this episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Joe Rogan welcomes Darryl Cooper, a podcaster and historian known for his deep dives into complex historical narratives. The conversation spans a wide array of topics, from the intricacies of modern conflicts to the historical context of social movements. The discussion begins with an exploration of modern conflicts, particularly focusing on the ongoing tensions in the Middle East. Cooper emphasizes the importance of understanding the human aspect of these conflicts, arguing that the narratives often presented in mainstream media can be overly simplistic. He highlights how the complexities of human motivations and historical grievances shape the actions of individuals and groups involved in these conflicts. Rogan and Cooper delve into the psychological aspects of warfare, discussing how fear and trauma can influence decision-making. They reflect on how the experiences of individuals caught in the crossfire can lead to cycles of violence and retaliation. This nuanced understanding of conflict is crucial for anyone seeking to grasp the realities of war beyond the headlines. Transitioning to the world of mixed martial arts, Rogan and Cooper discuss the technical aspects of fighting, particularly in the context of the UFC. They analyze recent fights, including the matchup between Ankalaev and Pereira, noting how technical skill can often overshadow the spectacle of knockouts. Cooper points out that, while fans may crave dramatic finishes, the strategic elements of a fight can be just as compelling. The conversation shifts to the psychological warfare that fighters engage in, with Cooper explaining how a fighter's ability to control the mental game can be just as important as their physical prowess. Rogan adds that understanding the mental aspects of fighting can enhance the viewing experience for fans, allowing them to appreciate the subtleties of strategy and technique. Cooper brings up Paul Craig, a fighter known for his grappling skills and submission techniques. He discusses Craig's unique ability to catch opponents off guard with his quick submissions, emphasizing the importance of recognizing the diverse skill sets within the sport. Rogan and Cooper agree that fighters like Craig, who may not have the same striking proficiency as others, can still pose significant threats on the ground. The conversation highlights the evolution of mixed martial arts and how fighters are increasingly well-rounded. Cooper notes that while striking may dominate the headlines, grappling remains a critical component of the sport. This acknowledgement of diverse fighting styles adds depth to the understanding of MMA as a whole. As the discussion progresses, Cooper emphasizes the importance of empathy in understanding historical events. He argues that to truly grasp the motivations behind actions taken by historical figures, one must consider the context in which they operated. This approach allows for a more nuanced understanding of events, rather than viewing them through a purely moralistic lens. Rogan and Cooper reflect on how empathy can sometimes be misconstrued as justification for actions that may be deemed reprehensible. They discuss the delicate balance between understanding the motivations of individuals and holding them accountable for their actions. This conversation underscores the complexity of human behavior and the need for a multifaceted approach to history. Cooper and Rogan delve into the history of social movements, particularly focusing on the civil rights movement and its various factions. They discuss how different leaders and groups emerged during this time, each with their own philosophies and strategies. Cooper highlights the significance of understanding the internal dynamics of these movements, as well as the external pressures they faced. The conversation touches on the evolution of activism and how the tactics employed by social movements have changed over time. Rogan and Cooper agree that while the goals may remain consistent, the methods of achieving them must adapt to the changing political landscape. This adaptability is crucial for the success of any movement seeking to create lasting change. The discussion shifts to the dynamics of cults, with Cooper sharing insights from his research on Jim Jones and the People's Temple. He explains how cults often begin with idealistic intentions, attracting individuals seeking community and belonging. However, as the leader's influence grows, the dynamics can shift dramatically, leading to manipulation and control. Rogan and Cooper explore the psychological mechanisms that allow cult leaders to maintain power over their followers. They discuss how charisma and emotional appeal can create a strong bond between the leader and the group, making it difficult for individuals to break free from the cult's grasp. This examination of cult dynamics sheds light on the broader themes of power and influence in human relationships. Cooper and Rogan delve into the historical context of slavery, discussing its roots and the societal structures that allowed it to flourish. They explore the economic motivations behind the transatlantic slave trade and how it shaped the development of nations. Cooper emphasizes the need to understand the complexities of slavery, including the roles played by various groups in perpetuating the system. The conversation also touches on the legacy of slavery and its lasting impact on contemporary society. Rogan and Cooper reflect on how the historical injustices of slavery continue to resonate today, influencing social dynamics and racial relations. This acknowledgement of history's weight is essential for understanding the present. As the conversation progresses, Cooper reiterates the importance of empathy in conflict resolution. He argues that understanding the perspectives of all parties involved is crucial for finding common ground and fostering dialogue. Rogan and Cooper discuss how empathy can help bridge divides and create pathways toward reconciliation. They also explore the challenges of fostering empathy in a polarized society. Rogan notes that in today's climate, it can be difficult to engage with opposing viewpoints without falling into the trap of hostility. Cooper emphasizes the need for open-mindedness and a willingness to listen, even when faced with uncomfortable truths. Cooper and Rogan discuss the role of media in shaping public perception, particularly in the context of historical events. They analyze how narratives are constructed and disseminated, often reflecting the biases of those in power. Cooper emphasizes the need for critical thinking when consuming media, urging listeners to question the narratives presented to them. The conversation highlights the importance of diverse perspectives in media representation. Rogan and Cooper agree that a more inclusive media landscape can lead to a richer understanding of complex issues. This acknowledgement of media's influence underscores the responsibility of consumers to seek out varied sources of information. The discussion shifts to the evolution of national identity, with Cooper exploring how historical events shape collective consciousness. He argues that national identity is not static, but rather a fluid concept that evolves over time. Rogan and Cooper reflect on how different generations interpret their nation's history and how this shapes their understanding of identity. They also discuss the challenges of reconciling diverse narratives within a nation. Rogan notes that as societies become more multicultural, the need for inclusive narratives becomes increasingly important. Cooper emphasizes that acknowledging multiple perspectives can strengthen national identity rather than weaken it. As the conversation draws to a close, Cooper and Rogan contemplate the future of social movements. They discuss the potential for new forms of activism to emerge in response to contemporary challenges. Cooper emphasizes the importance of adaptability and innovation in social movements, urging activists to remain open to new ideas and strategies. Rogan and Cooper agree that the lessons learned from past movements can inform future efforts. They reflect on the need for solidarity and collaboration among diverse groups to create meaningful change. This forward-looking perspective underscores the ongoing relevance of social movements in shaping society.